Welcome to Insightful Gaming. Today, we're checking out an awesome controversial build that's been wrecking enemies since the Lightfall launch. This build lets you spam grenades in super, making it great for any activity. You'll have unlimited void grenades that are even stronger with our exotic armor, Controverse Hold. Plus, you'll have infinite devour to keep you healed up in battles. And that's not all. We have insane seasonal mods that make this build even stronger, practically making you a walking, talking, Nova-throwing god. This build is perfect for clearing out enemies, and you can pair it with void heavy weapons for even more damage. It's one of the best void warlock builds out there, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. So let's get into it and see how this build can take your gameplay to the next level. If you enjoyed this build and found it helpful, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting builds and gaming content. Let's dive right in. Now let's talk about how to use this void warlock build in action. The key to this build is using vortex grenades, which get even stronger with our chaos accelerant aspect. Plus, every time your supercharged grenade hits an enemy, you get more than half of your grenade energy back. So you'll always have a grenade ready to throw. Thanks to our exotic perk, Chaotic Exchanger, you also get damage resistance while charging your vortex grenade. And when you defeat weakened enemies with a precision final blow, you'll create an orb of power and a void breach, which will give you even more ability, grenade, and melee energy. So keep using your grenades, weaken your enemies, and defeat them with precision shots to keep generating orbs of power and void breaches. In between grenade throws, use your primary void weapon to keep taking down enemies. Kills with void weapons will also generate orbs of power that give you even more energy to keep using your abilities. And don't forget about Devour. It will keep you healed up and constantly give you grenade energy to keep throwing those big supercharged void vortex grenades. This build makes you a walking, talking, super Nova-throwing god. So make sure you're using your abilities on cooldown, keep the cycle going. It's easy, fluid, and powerful. It offers so much flexibility and power that it's one of the best builds in the game. Thanks to the Controverse Hold exotic gloves and its perk, we can spam abilities in super, stay alive during tough battles, and clear out adds and champions with ease. With this build, you can take on any content in Destiny 2 with confidence. Let's talk about the abilities we have chosen for this build. We carefully picked each one to match our playstyle and maximize our effectiveness in combat. First up is Cataclysm. With this ultimate, we can fire a huge Nova bomb that tracks enemies and creates miniature black holes when it explodes. It's perfect for wiping out groups of enemies or taking down tougher foes. Our grenade of choice is the Vortex Grenade, which creates a field of damaging energy that expands. It's great for area denial and can trap enemies or cut off choke points. Plus, with our aspect, the grenade can get supercharged, making it even more powerful in pulling enemies together for us to unleash our other abilities. Plus, this also synergizes really well with our exotic Controverse Hold. Next up, we're using Healing Rift for our class ability. It creates a circle of healing energy that quickly restores our health and shields. For mobility, we have Burst Glide, the Voidwalker's movement ability. It lets us launch ourselves through the air, cover large distances, and gain additional maneuverability. And for melee, we're using Pocket Singularity, which creates a miniature black hole that draws in enemies and explodes when it makes contact. It's perfect for taking out groups of weaker enemies or setting up larger targets for our other abilities. Together, these abilities work seamlessly and create a devastating combination that makes us a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. Moving on to the aspects that enhance our build, we have Chaos Accelerant, which allows us to hold our grenade to overcharge it, resulting in a more lethal and effective grenade. Additionally, when paired with our Vortex Grenade, it increases the vortex's size and duration, making it even deadlier. This aspect is an integral component of our build, amplifying our grenade's potency and replenishing our energy reserves upon grenade kills. When wearing Controverse Hold, you can also resist incoming damage while charging your Void Grenade. Furthermore, charged Void Grenades will return grenade energy on hit, generating grenade energy upon hitting a target from the exotic perk. Our next aspect is Feed the Void, which activates Devour when you defeat a target with a Void ability. While Devour is active, final blows restore health and extend Devour. Plus, we also get grenade energy, which is a crucial part of this build. With these aspects, we have multiple ways to generate grenade energy, weaken enemies, and stay alive in the toughest battles. Moving on to our fragments, we're using Echo of Undermining, which makes our grenades weaken targets. This is fantastic because our grenades are already powerful, and this just makes them even deadlier. We can unleash big nukes on enemies and watch them crumble. Next, we have Echo of Remnants, which makes our Vortex Grenade last longer. And finally, we're using Echo of Harvest, which creates an orb of power and a void breach when we defeat weakened targets with precision final blows. This is amazing because our grenades are already weakening targets, so we can easily generate orbs of power and void breaches. All of these fragments synergize perfectly with our build, which is all about using grenades to dominate the battlefield. Now let's talk about our armor mods. We're running 2 Ashes to Assets mods, which grant us bonus super energy every time we get grenade kills. And in this build, we're getting grenade kills all the time thanks to our powerful vortex nukes. Next, we're using Harmonic, which drops an orb of power upon rapid void weapon final blows. This is perfect for generating orbs of power quickly and efficiently. Moving on to our exotic armor, we have Controverse Hold, which is an amazing choice for our build. It makes our void grenades even more powerful, and we're running 1 Firepower mod, which creates an orb of power upon grenade final blows. Plus, we're using 2 Grenade Kickstart mods, which automatically give us grenade energy when it runs out. This consumes one of our armor charge buffs, but don't worry, we're generating a lot of armor charges in this build. With these Grenade Kickstart mods and Controverse Hold's exotic perk, we can get our grenades back in just a second or 2 after using them. On our chest, we have 2 charged up mods, which increase the number of stacks of armor charge we can carry by 1 each. This means we can carry 2 extra stacks of armor charge in total. Moving down to our boots, we're using 1 Innervation mod, which reduces grenade cooldown after we pick up an orb of power. Plus, we have Stacks on Stacks, which grants us an additional armor charge stack when we pick up an orb of power. With this, we get 2 stacks of armor charge when we pick up an orb of power. Next, we're using Insulation, which reduces ability cooldown each time we pick up an orb of power. And trust us, we're generating a lot of orbs of power. Finally, on our Warlock Bond, we're using 2 Distribution mods, which reduce all ability cooldowns when using your ability near targets. With all of these mods, we're reinforcing our build and making it even stronger, giving us more grenades and class ability to use back-to-back in battles. Overall, this build is a highly effective and well-rounded option for dealing with various types of enemies and activities in Destiny 2. With the ability to spam grenades, melee attacks, and supers, while also receiving constant health and damage reduction, this build provides excellent survivability and damage output. Whether you're running solo content, team activities, or even high-level endgame content, this build is sure to give you the edge you need to come out on top. Let's talk about seasonal mods. They can make a real difference in your build, especially when you're taking on tough content like Grandmaster Nightfalls or the new Lightfall raid. Champion mods are especially important because they help you take down the toughest enemies in the game. For the first row, it really depends on your preference and weapon choice. If you're rocking a submachine gun, the Submachine Overload mod is perfect. If you're into scout rifles, the Unstoppable Scout Rifle mod is the way to go. And if you're using bows, the Overlord mod is ideal. Plus, if you're using the Wishender, you can also get anti-barrier capability that comes with the Wishender. And don't forget the Anti-Barrier Pulse Rifle and Sidearm mod. It's a must-have for taking down barrier champions. But here's the thing, your subclass can also give you the power to defeat champions. For example, if you're using the Arc subclass, you can stun unstoppable champions with the Blind or Blinding aspects. If you're using Solar, Ignition damage will stun them. And if you're using Stasis, Shatter damage will stun them. And if you're using the Strand subclass, the Suspend aspect will suspend unstoppable champions, which also stuns them. Best of all, these mods are passive and don't require any slotting. Let's now shift our focus to the second row of seasonal mods. Here we have the Multi-Siphon mod, which combines the effects of the Strand, Solar, and Void Siphon mods in your helmet. This is particularly useful if you use different energy weapons and want to generate orbs with both types of weapons. Moving on to the next 4 mods, they reduce the energy costs of your armor mods that affect your Solar, Strand, Void weapons, and grenades. For instance, with the Solar Surge mod, you can cut the energy cost of each mod from 3 to 1, which is super effective. The third row, the first 4 mods do not benefit this build. However, let's talk about the most crucial mod in the third row, which is Volatile Flow. This mod provides a significant boost to your Void weapons. Whenever you pick up an Orb of Power, your Void weapons are granted volatile rounds, which significantly enhances your damage output and allows you to take down enemies more efficiently. This is precisely why we didn't choose the Fragment that gives us volatile rounds on grenade kills, as this mod is far more effective. Moving on to the fourth row, the most essential mod for our Void build is Bricks from Beyond. This mod eliminates the need to run a Heavy Ammo Finder mod, as it grants heavy ammo for you and your allies every time you kill powerful combatants with a Void weapon. This means that you'll have unlimited heavy ammo and won't know what to do with it all. Additionally, Allied Unraveling is a unique and could be beneficial to this build, as it gives you unraveling rounds when you get rapid final blows with a Strand weapon. You could run a Strand weapon as your primary and get the unraveling rounds buff on kills, in addition to the already powerful volatile rounds buff that you could get from special void weapon. These mods could work together to stack on all weapons, making the build even more powerful, so be sure to give it a try, and let me know if they can stack. Last but not least, in the 5th row, we are using Void Weapon Channeling, which grants a temporary boost of Void Weapon damage after defeating a target with a fully charged Void ability. The damage bonus increases as the number of fully charged Void abilities increases. This mod is essential for maximizing damage output with Void weapons. As for the other mods in this row, they are all worth obtaining eventually to further enhance and customize your build. In conclusion, this Void build is a force to be reckoned with, perfect for any activity in Destiny 2. Our selected abilities, aspects, fragments, and armor mods work seamlessly together to create a devastating combination that will leave enemies in its wake. If you enjoyed this build and found it helpful, please don't forget to like the video, leave a comment below, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting builds and gaming content. Thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your week.